Ooh, I like this one. Get sent back to the 1800s. This is once again from the AMAs. Get sent back to the 1800s, and you can take 3 items with you. And what would you do for money? So, what are your 3 items, and then what do you do for money? I assume all of us will choose to rob.
My first thought was woodworking. I used to do a little of that. I feel like I could get back at it.
No,
the
you don't
1800s.
do a trade that other people are already doing there.
Other people are already robbing Taylor.
Yeah, but not with a Gatling gun.
Okay. I don't know why you had to go to the Gatling. There are better guns now.
Well, whatever the best gun is what I'm bringing them.
You
Bringing
want
3
the
of
best gun from now, not the best gun from then. Come on.
Right. Well, we've both answered poorly. So I'm just trying to think. What could you bring? If you bring back something too fancy, you're going to get burnt at the stake or killed, and they're just going to steal it from you. So it can't be over the top too fancy. So what do you fucking need? I would imagine you need some.
It can't wear out too much, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I know, I'll bring a good lighter. Well, fuck, that'll last you a week, and then what's your plan? Like, why is that's a stupid thing to bring? And probably lighters exist in the 1800s.
They do.
Yeah, they got fire.
Right? Yeah. This is not dinosaur time.
Yeah, down pat.
I mean,
also,
does it just say the 1800s, like broadly?
Let's say, the year 1800. We'll say the U.S. is a fresh nation.
Oh, you know what would be smart to bring? Like Encyclopedia Britannica or something. Like that would have a lot of useful information in it.
That would be. And that's. I like this. That's a good one.
I really like. Fuck, you could like invent gasoline or something with the knowledge that's in there. I don't know if that exists in the 1800s. But like, there's a whole lot of shit that you'd have figured out that you could. Fuck, how do you more efficiently mine for coal? Like, oh shit, check this out.
You figure out everything. You could be the greatest. You could be a real Edison and steal the valor of hundreds of inventors who are not even born yet. You're inventing the light bulb. You're inventing the correct kind of fuel, antibiotics, all sorts of shit. I'm not smart enough for that, even with a book. I guess they just made mold, right? So that's my understanding of it.
Yeah. Some of them you could make, right? Like even if you can't cure malaria, you can invent penicillin, or maybe
telling people that germs are a thing. That's pretty impressive.
Expose that fraud Helen Keller. When was she?
I would be like, hey, everyone, there's going to be some lying cunt coming out about 70 years from now. Do not believe her lies.
I think I would just pick some inventions from the the 1800s that clearly the materials were there and the engineering was there, but just the idea hadn't come up yet. And I'd bring some models of them back. Like I'm pretty sure the locomotive, like the steam engine, was invented in the 1800s, like early 1800s. Like just bring like a model steam engine back, and you'll be the richest man on the planet right away.
Yeah.
Because
or like a cotton gin schematic.
I don't know why my head went straight to the tattoo gun.
How do you not remember when the cotton gin was invented from history class? You know so many useless things.
Why was it not 1800?
No, it was like 1790. I mean, I don't know exactly.
There's no way to know. I'm not doing it.
I'm looking it up.
You like Whitney? You like
bait.
Whitney?
Don't think I can't spot your bait.
1801.
Bullshit.
It's 1793.
I knew it. I nailed it.
Oh, fuck. I bought it. I'm telling you got me.
Damn it. Fuck. All right. So that would have been so funny. I'm like, hey, everybody.
Check this out, everyone.
If you just lied to get to.
I guess someone's going to knock your socks off, and they're like, hey, this is like a shitty version of what that other guy, Eli Whitney, made. It's like, fuck. Well, what else could it be? The better cotton gin.
The diesel tractor?
Diesel tractor, train stuff.
The diesel tractor? We're going with like
We're replacing horses here. We're doing good shit. Well, they had steam engines. What's next?
They didn't yet. That's why I'm saying we're inventing.
They didn't have steam engines.
1804.
When did we get 1804? Not in the question.
Taylor, I asked like what year, and Taylor said 1800 exactly.
I wasn't here for that.
You were sitting right there.
I don't know. I would remember.
Literally.
Like nope.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the internal combustion engine was probably invented in like 1885, 1895, in that period.
Inventions of the.
I love that
19th
Taylor's our new fact checker. this is the greatest transition in Painkiller already. Is
When was the internal combustion engine invented? I'm saying 1885 to 1895.
There's a lot of inventions here. Internal combustion engine. I have to search that up too. When was?
What is an internal combustion engine? Because that to me means gas, but I think it means diesel is a steam engine and an ice.
1872.
No, steam is not.
It's,
1872.
I guess it's not combustion, is it? Yeah, it's just an expansion type thing. But diesel probably is.
There's a lot of good stuff to steal here.
Combusts.
You can
Yeah,
get the
but
patented
what do you need? So it combusts because
Pressure.
I'm sure you know this. It it pressurizes the vaporized diesel fuel until it spontaneously combusts from the pressure. But back then, like what would have created there's no electric starter or anything to like get it going. So I don't know how that would work. You'd need like
I want to say the first, like these old tractors. I watch videos of people starting very old tractors, and they wind a flywheel up and like put energy into it. So they're not turning the engine; they're turning like a spring, a flywheel. You know, like it's not a flywheel; it's just a weighted wheel that eventually like goes right.
Mhm.
This is like they're pre-winding a spring to create tension, and then they kick it off, and it initiates the engine.
It takes off, and there's a lot of gears there, a lot of gear ratio.
Right up
That's interesting,
alley, Kyle. So you could bring a schematic for the Colt breech-loading revolver and invent that in the year 1800 instead of 1836 when that bastard Samuel Colt invented it. So
yeah, I'm sure that won't ruin the world.
Revolver. How
Yeah,
cool.
let's give people fucking a much more efficient way to kill 35 years earlier.
Damn, they invented steam engines before this motherfucker invented toy balloons.
You could have given the South better weaponry for the Civil War. That
Modern
would
day
help the bad
matches.
guys win.
The microphone.
I'm not touching that. It's too soon.
Too soon.
All right, so we're all stuck on the invention thing now because that's clearly the right move. Every time I'm asked a question about the past, I always have it in my head where it's like, haha, you'll be the only one with the guns, but it's like, oh no, that's not far back enough. Some motherfucker with a Colt breech-loading revolver is gonna cap my ass while I'm walking up there dressed like a juggernaut from Modern Warfare 2.
Every time I hear a question about the past, I think, aha, you're a genius by 1800 standards. Your knowledge of efficient Google searches and, I don't know, GPS systems will blow them away. Like, actually, Woody, most of your knowledge is kind of worthless.
I mean,
Yeah.
You can
Yeah,
sharpen a blade. That's a cool thing, I guess.
I mean, if you go back far enough, your ability to read and write are pretty important. That's going to set your education is going to put you really, really far ahead of a lot of people. If you want to just, you just forge yourself I would say, as a fake doctor, I know more than a real doctor from the 1600s.
Maybe, right?
Oh, I could definitely riff better than a doctor from the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got? Oh,
Oh,
demonic influence.
he's
Clearly.
got blood ghosts.
Blood ghosts. Demonic influence.
Get them out of there. They're spooky.
All right, you're going to take 2 spoonfuls of hot lead daily, and by the time you die, I will be far out of town. With no
How much mercury do you have in the home, ma'am?
about 1800 cc. Oh, that's not enough mercury.
So I see your husband's right leg is terribly swollen, so we're going to inject his left leg with 1800 cc's of mercury, and then they'll match.
And you know, back in the day, even those doctors were like, can you believe just a few hundred years ago they were wearing those crazy bird masks? Anyway, it's in the bloody water. I got to clean up. Like, no, not the pit. Well, you can piss it in if you want. It's fine. We don't know what germs are.
I mean, piss is sterile.
Nightingale hasn't
This
ruined
is
our.
not sterile, though.
It's sterile.
Taylor, can you
not
fact check it and see if piss is actually sterile?
It's not. Not sterile. And here we were talking about bringing
I've
blueprints.
Googled it. So many people say it's sterile because they saw it on Fight Club. I think it's not.
Urine is sterile. First thing that happened when I Googled it. Urine is sterile because it contains no living organisms.
But that doesn't mean if it's pissed into a water pot with blood and shit that it remains sterile. It's
I don't know
still
why
pot.
we have to add blood and shit. We're talking about urine. You can.
Oh, I was talking about the old doctors like joking around them.
So am I. They can piss. You can piss right into that thing. You can wash your hands with piss and perform surgery. Nothing bad will happen.
What's your eye doctor's name? I'm gonna give him a call.
I'd rather not say.
Hey, he wants to. This is what we call a social experiment.
Somebody's gonna call like the night before my appointment. Like, hey doc, it's Kyle. I changed my mind. Just take the eye.
Yeah.
And let's not talk about this tomorrow. I'm real nervous.
Real scared. Like, we got you. The ultimate prank.
Guys, we pranked Kyle. He's a Cyclops now. High five.
This is Johnny Knoxville, and this is steal your friend's eye. This is sneak into your doctor's office and change the file before your friends find out.
Urine is not sterile. Use of enhanced urine culture techniques to detect resident bacteria flora in the adult female bladder from the Journal of Clinical Microbiology. Urine is not sterile, neither is the rest of you, from Science News. Urine not sterile from Popular Science.
I just copy
Urine
pasted.
isn't actually sterile from the Smithsonian.
Now, Steve, you got to eat the eye. Eat the eye. Eat the eye. Blah, blah. The vomiting on your eye. Oh, good idea.
I do see your result from The Guardian, from Peter Lund, University of Birmingham. But
So the reason urine isn't sterile, according to this, is that sometimes people have bacterial infections, like bladder infections, and it touches your penis.
even your
And I think the
source
real
says
issue
there's
is that
less bacteria in urine than tap water.
and the real issue.
Drink piss.
And look, the internet is sexist. We all know this. What they're not telling you there, Woody, they're just they're acting like all urine is created equal. False. Male urine is virtually sterile. Female urine is hitting all kinds of shit on the way out.
LiveScience.com confirmed urine is not sterile. Like I feel like I've got source after source. Science says no, urine is not sterile. From Ripley's Believe It or Not. I mean, that has to be true.
Well, if Ripley says so, then I'm sold.
Have you ever gone
the ClevelandClinic.org, urine isn't sterile. I could go on and on.
Please do.
I'm not gonna. It's enough. Wikipedia,
I need at
urine
least 5
is
more.
not sterile, not even in the bladder, which blows apart the girl stuff.
It's just all of this is like all of my results are different. I think I've got better Google than you. You're using Bing. Woody's Binging everybody.
Well,
That's what's happening here.
If you use Google, you don't get pictures of urine. So
Woody's looking at pee porn websites right now. That's where he's getting this from.
Google is urine sterile. Decide for yourselves. That's it. No more fact checking from me, you guys.
Yes.
You
Do your
suckered me in.
research on urine. I want a thesis from each and every one of you by next Thursday. I need nitty-gritty details and at least 5 sources.
None of them can be Fight Club.
Works cited page.
Fight Club is absolutely a source.
That's true. Fincher wouldn't lie to us.
See, Chiz is on board with me. He says if you can get it from the bladder, drink up. The real issue is it touching the tip of your penis on the way out. If you piss hard enough, then it won't even touch that. Your pee hole is just like and it's just not touching anything on the way out. It's that lady pee that you got to avoid,
Urine's
folks.
not sterile even in the bladder, but okay.
And another win in the man
If they have
tally.
bacterial infections, there's no. It's sterile.
You're right. There's no bacteria in our bodies.
Only good bacteria.
Okay.
Probiotics to get more good germs.
I take a probiotic. Yeah.
Yeah. I just eat dirt.
So I haven't
That
figured
does
out how
too.
to make money in the 1800s without a lot of sweat equity, and there has to be a better way. You guys have come up with the invention thing. You really want to run your own business? That's a pain in the ass. Maybe I could be a professor or something and just talk about shit I already know.
I mean, you could invest in things, right? Like you don't even have to be the inventor. You could just invest in the companies. You could buy the land where oil deposits are, gold deposits are, uranium deposits are. If you've traveled back in time via some sort of time machine, let's just say, then you could go back in time, work as a goddamn coal miner till you got yourself $100, invest it, just throw it in a savings account, like go back in the future, pull the money out, and now you've got future millions where you don't have to smell like a piece of shit all day.
money. I'm not sure. I had to think about how to get around that. How to invest my Here it is. They're like, dude, there's a picture of Lincoln on this. I don't. That's not.
Oh, well, you'd want to take material back, like gold.
That might work. Yeah, yeah. And the three
Or
items
silver. Silver would be the way to go because silver was much more valuable back then, and now it's like nothing.
I didn't expect that. Really, silver was more valuable than gold in the 1800s?
No, not more valuable than gold, but gold is still valuable today, and silver not so much.
I see. We'd be buying low, selling high,
and taking advantage of inflation simultaneously.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, I think the real idea is to put some money in a trust of some sort, have it grow, and then come back. Getting rich
Back to the Future style.
Incredibly easy. Getting rich in any kind of short human lifetime is hard. If I was a vampire, fuck, put like $1,000 in the S&P 500, come back in 500 years, you'll be great.
Ben Franklin did that, right?
No, I didn't.
Yes, the city of Philadelphia. I remember.
Ben Franklin. I don't recall the dollar amount, but let's just say he took $1,000 and he put it into a savings account or a trust or something like that, and it could only be withdrawn in like the year 2010. And he left it to the city of Philadelphia.
I think so.
And something else. He did 2 deposits, and when withdrawn, it was like $4 million, $5 million or something.
That's insane.
That's good, but not like. I don't think the city was like, "Hoo-hoo, our budget problems are solved with $4 million."
It was more like Ben Franklin probably being like, "Dude, guys, this is pretty cool." Doing
The
that.
man invented electricity.
I wonder how much he put in. Like, could I do something similar? Just be like, and become famous in the year 3010?
Yes.
Woody did that. Woody put aside $25 into the S&P 500.
25 American dollars?
2020, yeah. And now in 3010, we've got an amount that the city barely gives a fuck about, but it seems it would be a lot for you.
1,000 years from now, I think any of the countries are still going to be around.
I don't either.
Mixed and matched. I mean, maybe some of the long-standing ones will still be there. China.
I don't think so.
They've been around forever. Egypt, Egypt probably not. They've had their run for a few thousand years.
I feel like I'd be looking at the ones with geographic advantages. Like America has a nice thing in that we're kind of friends with our northern neighbors and usually with our southern ones. And after that, it's hard to attack. Like you're at a real disadvantage trying to come across the ocean and get us.
Yeah. Yeah.
In 1,000 years, that might not be so difficult. They'll just beam over.
Strong point. I don't know about beaming, but it'll be a smaller world for sure. Taylor, I didn't hear your words.
We can beam them right back. Mutually assured destruction.
just people getting really dizzy. Like, fuck, never mind.
Oh, I hate this. Yeah.
We did not answer this question, but maybe
I
should
think
move on.
we nailed that question to the fucking wall.
Okay.
We named so many ways to go back in time and make money, from inventions to
What were your 3
prospecting
items?
to investment to buying land that had natural resources on them that we only know about because of our future knowledge. Like that's a big one. Like
No,
knowing
that's all gay. I'm robbing banks with a Gatling gun.
knowing where gold, platinum, precious metals in general, gemstones, things like that, oil, natural resources are going to be, like without the huge amount of either luck or mining that went into place to like find those deposits. It's a gargantuan
1800s
advantage.
is the problem. Make it 1900s, and I do the Back to the Future betting book thing. That's the item I'd take with me. I just bet on sports. The luckiest man. I'd be Biff, whatever his name was.
Yeah.
The sports almanac.
Mm-hmm.
Except you'd be like doing whatever, like stupid sports from that time, where it'd be like, I know who's gonna win the world hitting the hoop with a stick championship, and then the silly bike races on your penny farthings. Oh, I know who's gonna win that.
Take it
I
from
don't
me.
Sports probably sucked up until like 1920, right?
People
what
couldn't
sport
do it full time. Baseball, I think, was pretty big around then. 1920. You said up until 1920. I think like 27 Yankees. I think there's some extraordinary ones. Count as baseball better than me.
Sneezing hard. Yeah, your face is red from that hard sneeze.
Yeah, I just had a crazy coughing fit.